Hey guys, today I have two Fnaf security breach mini theories. Good personality theories, as I like to call them. These are different theories that I think will be relevant going forward into the secret of the mimic, but they're not really big enough to justify an entire video themselves, because hey, it's good to give the little guys a chance every once in a while. After all, it's not about the size. I know this weekend I was originally going to upload my ranking of all of the Tales from the Pizzaplex stories, but that video is turning out to be a lot more lengthier than expected. Jesus fucking Christ, the dick jokes can't stop. So in the meantime, hopefully this video can hold y'all over. Starting off with theory number 1, the The more you think about it, the more it seems that Monty was really such an odd inclusion into the brand new Mega Pizzaplex. Although we all originally thought he may have been a new stand-in for Bonnie, maybe Fazbear Entertainment has seen all the bad shit associated with specifically their bunny characters in the past and thought, you know, let's change that to an alligator, just to make sure no more killer corpses get back in our bunny suits. Oh fuck. But we know Monty couldn't have been a Bonnie replacement because there was a Glamrock Bonnie once at the same time as there was Monty. But if that's not the case, then why did Monty eventually fill in the roles of Bonnie after Bonnie was seemingly destroyed by him? I mean, after all, Fazbear Entertainment could have just built a brand new Bonnie casing, shove it on a brand new Indo, and boom, you have a new Glamrock Bonnie. Why didn't they do that? Well, maybe it has to do with who Monty really is. Because in the Secret of the Mimic trailer, we see what could very well be an origin for Monty. This brand new cutout of an alligator character back in 1979 that looks eerily similar to the cutout that we see in Ruin. What if Monty is yet another recent FNAF character that was created by Edwin? Just like the mediocre Melody also appear to be, although that's besides the point. But anyways, if Edwin is the original creator of Monty, what would this mean for the Pizzaplex? Well, in Security Breach, in one of the non-canon endings, which even though it's non-canon should still totally be considered for lore implications, we get to see history repeat itself. Just like with Glamrock Bonnie, instead of them slapping new casings onto a new Indo to create a new Freddy, instead they replace Freddy with Mr. Hippo.
Gregory, the kids, they're forgetting about me. They've replaced me with a hippo, Gregory.
Okay, but seriously, it made somewhat logical sense if it may have been Fazbear Entertainment who decided to get rid of Bonnie and instead replace it with Monty, considering all the bad press they've had with the past involving bunny characters. But to replace the man himself, the face of your company, Mr. Glam Daddy himself, the main star of the Pizzaplex, with Mr. Hippo of all characters, it may seem like a joke at first, but I think that this actually has heavy lore implications, because like we just mentioned, Mr. Hippo and Monty are both originally Edwin characters. It's almost as if as the Fazbear characters die off or fall off over time, someone or something is wanting to replace them with Edwin original characters. But if that's the case, who would want to do such a thing? Well, it seems like everyone's favorite killer AI William Afton wannabe is up to his shenanigans once again. Let's look at all the evidence we have suggesting that the Mimic 1 program is the culprit for replacing these Fazbear characters with Edwin's characters. Well, although Freddy leaving the band was more of Gregory's doing and not necessarily something that the Glitch Trap virus had planned or anything, or at least is not as far as we know. But what about when it came to Bonnie's death? Well, we know that Bonnie was last seen at Gator Golf before he went missing, suggesting that Monty was the one to physically destroy him. But let's also think for a second, why would Bonnie go to Gator Golf of all places? Why would he randomly be marching his way to there? It's almost as if he was being commanded or controlled to go over there so Monty could destroy him as a cover-up. We already know that at this point the Glitch Trap virus should have already made its way into the Pizzaplex systems, including the animatronics. So it's not too far of a stretch to say that one night the Glitch Trap virus commanded Bonnie to go to Monty Golf so Monty could destroy him. Especially since we can tell both from Security Breach and from the Tales from the Pizzaplex story, the storyteller, that when the Glitch Trap virus gets into the animatronics code, it increases their negative emotions, increases their negative traits, probably giving Monty just enough of a push to where he will beat the shit out of Bonnie by the time Bonnie just so happens to arrive at Gator Golf. Which means that Bonnie's death was most likely orchestrated by the Glitch Trap virus, aka aka the Mimic Chip, aka whatever the fuck you want to call it. Well, even so, you may be wondering why? What's the point of all this? Well, let's look at it from a narrative standpoint. After all, Scott Cawthon is a storyteller at heart. I mean, just look at how many fucking books he's written, Jesus Christ. It's almost as if the Mimic is trying to mimic that old Edwin factory with the Pizzaplex. He's trying to bring back in what his mind may be the good old days, what he probably remembers from his past, characters that his creator, Edwin, created also. So from a storytelling perspective, this almost seems like all of Edwin's stuff is beginning to invade into Fazbear Entertainment, especially with how the Mimic has already sort of invaded the Pizzaplex. It seems almost like a giant contrast for all the lore we've seen in the past. In the past, it was always William Afton being the virus of the Pizzaplex, the one to come in and start ruining shit, fucking up shit, while Henry was having to sit by and watch it all go down. But now it's the remnants of Afton's work that is being attacked by people and characters because of the things that he's done in his past. It's honestly a really interesting way to take the future lore, and it gets me excited for the possible future themes that Scott plans on exploring. But in the meantime, let's move on to theory number 2, where we're gonna uncover the true identity of
My name is Edwin. I made the Mimic.
So if Fazbear Entertainment's doing all this crazy shit, then that just leaves one question. Who the fuck is behind it? Who is pulling the strings? We know there was definitely somebody before the Mimic presumably took over Fazbear Entertainment sometime around Security Breach. Fuck, even the Fnaf Ultimate Guide was asking this question. Scott was actively telling us, hey, here's something that you should solve. Yet the Fnaf community could never come to a proper agreement, all until the release of the Storyteller, the Tales from the Pizzaplex number whatever the fuck. In the Storyteller, we are introduced to the board running Fazbear Entertainment. And oh boy, did Scott sure throw us a doozy with this one. We have hit lore characters such as Peg, Yvette, oh, and let's not forget everyone's favorite, Waylon. Okay, I know, we're about to step in some pretty muddy territory on whether or not the Tales from the Pizzaplex are canon, you know, the great debate. So before anybody begins to get a little loud in the comment section, let's just say that these stories are overall similar, at the very least, to what happens in the game's lore. Okay, for the sake of the argument, can we all just agree not to just fucking kill each other in the comments just because of an opinion? No. Am I the only one who thinks it was pretty weird to see Scott hyping up, oh, who is Fazbear Entertainment? Who's running the show? Only for it to just be a bunch of brand new characters that we literally never met before. Oh, I mean, except for Edwin. So was that really Scott just going, haha, fooled you, made you look? Or could there really be something bigger going on that we have just yet to solve? Well, we may not have solved it, but fucking MatPat did.
MatPat? Scott.
Yes, welcome to another entry of Neo recycles old MatPat theory in sort of new form because of new possible evidence. In one of MatPat's old theories, he connects Elizabeth Afton to Charlie Emily from the Silver Eyes novel. He uses some genuinely solid evidence to convey that Vanessa and Vanny may be a robot version of Elizabeth Afton. Is this idea really crazy? Is MatPat kinda insane? Yeah, but so is Scott, so, you know, adds up. But actually, considering that William Afton was working with human heads ever since Sister Location, and that there is a genuine plot point in the Silver Eyes trilogy of Henry being so distraught over his daughter's death that he literally builds 4 different robot recreations of her. As a fan, whether you like it or not, you gotta accept that it is a genuine possibility with the new recent lore. Especially considering that to an extent, William already began making a robot replacement for one of his family members with Ballora. You can tell obviously that Ballora is metaphorical to Mrs. Afton. So genuinely, once he got the proper resources, who's to say he didn't do the same for the crying child and Elizabeth? But anyways, I'm sure you're wondering, why bring all of this up now? What does this have to do with Fazbear Entertainment? Well, MatPat also doubles down on this idea, claiming that a very possible candidate for the Fazbear Entertainment CEO is none other than the adult robot version of Elizabeth Afton. The only character who may have such motivations to literally build the Pizzaplex on top of a literal sinkhole. But I mean, that obviously can't be the case anymore, right? The Storyteller tells us that it's a literal board of just idiots who are running Fazbear Entertainment now. I mean, right? We know there's a total of 8 board members in the storyteller's story, only 4 of which being women. But there's a certain one in particular that stands out as having just enough odd description that maybe she could be our robotic Elizabeth Afton. Near the beginning, the book weirdly directs our attention to Yvette, a bright and focused board member of Fazbear Entertainment with flower tattoos. Flowers, you say? You know who else liked flowers? It's also stated that she treats people with respect and doesn't get mad whenever people like shut her ideas down or anything like that, which would fit the mentality of a robot who lacks human emotion. She's also stated to weirdly enough have been caught meditating in the back of the noisy pizzaplex, all serene, as if all that noise doesn't bother her. Overall, just kind of odd traits that if this was any other book describing a character like this wouldn't really be that big of a deal. But considering this is only one of very few members of the board that we actually get a surprising amount of description for, who, may I add, doesn't have any further involvement with the story, so there's really no point in going out of their way to describing her. Seems almost like she has an even bigger role than we even realize, maybe as the adult robot version of Elizabeth Afton, if MatPat's theory is to be believed. But what do you guys think? Make sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button like your dad hits your mom. And if you're interested about hearing more lore involving the Pizzaplex, then make sure to check out my theory about the brand new Escape the Pizzaplex book, and how Gregory may genuinely be more innocent than we realize. Anyways, that's all for now, so thank y'all for watching, and goodbye!